Hey friends, today we are going to learn how to remove gel polish in two different ways. I'm going to show you how to remove it using acetone, and I'm going to show you how to do it using a drill. So first, the things you're going to need in order to remove your gel manicure with acetone is acetone, some cotton rounds or cotton balls, a piece of tin foil, and you'll need a cuticle pusher. Okay? And if you're going to be removing your gel polish with a drill, you're going to need your drill, of course, and bits. And I like to use a face mask. Everybody's got a face mask now. So pull out your face mask. Let's dive right in. Okay, so first I'm pulling out my file. I'm using the 180 grit side of it. And this nail I'm going to be soaking off with acetone. And so I am filing it down and really getting it nice and buffed, taking off all that shiny so that the acetone can really penetrate. Underneath me, that is just a dust collector. I bought one from the brand XOXO several weeks ago. Not necessary, but just a nice thing to help collect some dust. Okay, I got my acetone, my cotton ball, and I'm soaking it pretty heavily. You want enough acetone that it can really get down into that product. And I'm grabbing my tin foil. This was very tricky to fold a piece of tin foil on there one-handed. In my mind, I imagined it turning out prettier. There we go. That stays on there for 10 minutes. Now I've got my drill out and I've turned it up as high as it can go. Mine goes up to 35 or 30 RPM, and I've got it all the way up. Huge tip. That helps it go faster for sure. The bit that I have on there is just like a gel removal bit. It has the rounded edge, which helps it just be a little bit safer. And I'm just going to go ahead and sweep across this. And you want to keep moving across the nail. Don't just stay in one part. Be sure that you're moving back and forth, back and forth. If you stay in one spot for too long, you can cause heat, and it definitely hurts. It just feels scary. So don't do that. Keep moving, and you shouldn't feel it at all. There we go. I've almost got that removed. When you're doing this bit is really rough and it should never touch your natural nail. Be sure that you're only doing it on top of the gel and it does not touch your new growth at all. That would be bad. I am shaving off the end, just shortening my nail a little bit with the drill. It just makes it go a little bit faster. Because I'm using a product where the base coat and the color are combined together, I cannot file away all the color or I would be getting all the way down to my nail and damaging it with this harsh of a bit. And so I'm just filing off all the art like you saw, and I did take off a little bit of my polish just because it is such a thick polish, but you want to be sure that you are leaving a good healthy layer of either the base coat, whether it's colored or clear, on your nail so that you are not damaging that nail plate. That is very important. And if you were working with a traditional clear gel base and then you had applied a color over top, then you would just simply glide back and forth and shave off that top color until you're down to the clear base. I just can't stress enough to leave on the clear base or the colored base, whichever it is, but leave on a base and keep that nail plate healthy Do not dig into it with your bit. Okay, now you can see that I've switched over to my sanding band. This is essentially just a nail file. It just is wrapped around the drill so that it can go a little bit faster. And this can touch your natural nail plate without any product on it. It's completely safe, and it will help get that new growth prepped. So be sure that you're running this all over your gel base that you have on to get it nice and smooth, and over that new growth to get it prepped and ready to roll. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and pull out my file because unfortunately the drill can't do this part. And I'm just going to file away until I have my desired shape. It's nice to hold your nail at different angles, hold it out in front of you, and then flip your hand over and hold it the other direction just so that you're kind of seeing it from all the angles and you can get a shape that you love. Now I'm going to pull out my alcohol, rub it across there, get all those dust particles off so it's clean. Okay, back to my nail that has been soaking for about 10 minutes. Pull it off and see what happened. I haven't soaked off this particular brand very much, and so as you can see, it had a hard time penetrating through the thickness of this, and I really was not able to get off very much on this first go round. But ideally, you'd just be able to scrape it all off right there. So I'm going to actually go in with my file again and soak it again for another 10 minutes. And you can see I got a little bit more. This was definitely kind of a frustrating process. I would not recommend using acetone if you're going to choose to have really long nails, or if you're going to be using a really thick base coat like I have on here. It took a really long time. I would go ahead and just buy the drill. Okay, so right here I soaked it a third time. This was the last time I soaked it, and this time I was able to get off most of it. I would say 90% of it. But I was a little bit nervous about scraping too hard and being too intense with the very tip of my nail because I didn't want to break it. Ain't nobody like a broken nail. So yeah, scraped off all I could there. And see how I'm using my thumb to brace my nail and hold it and support it while I'm putting that pressure on it. Then I just go ahead and file it down, get it all nice and smooth, file that new growth so that it is a little bit of a rough surface so that all the polish that will be going over top of it can adhere and stay on for a long time. Okay, then my last time throwing on some alcohol and getting all those dust particles off so it's all clean and ready to roll. As you can see, I have a nice layer of polish on there still, and that's totally fine. It'll just be covered up by my new base and my new color. Pretty fabulous. Okay, friends, that's how you remove your gel polish. I hope that you join me in my next video, how to apply your gel polish. And I hope that you look beautiful and feel beautiful and do beautiful things today. Thanks for hanging out. Subscribe below and be sure to leave a comment and give me a thumbs up. Bye, guys.